CNN's new boss has just revealed his strategy to right the ship over at the struggling news channel as it sort of flounders in its ratings, tries to distance itself from the massive fail that was CNN Plus. CEO Chris Licht announced today that he has plans to steer CNN away from years of overtly liberal leanings, more towards the middle. Groundbreaking, right? But what exactly does that mean? How will they possibly accomplish that? At a presentation to advertisers hosted by CNN parent company Warner Brothers Discovery, Licht, who I've worked with and think is very talented, said he sees a path forward for CNN by moving away from the partisanship of other cable news channels like Fox News and MSNBC. Quote, "The next chapter in CNN is one where we aspire to be a beacon for the kind of journalism essentially to a functioning democracy. At a time where extremes are dominating cable news, we will seek to go a different way, reflecting the real lives of our viewers and elevating the way America and the world views this medium." But here's the issue. The extremes are dominating cable news, but CNN has been a major part of that. They can't suddenly pretend they're looking in from the outside. Licht says CNN also plans to reimagine its morning show. That's certainly a start. But just booting an overt left-wing partisan like morning show co-host Brianna Keilar won't solve their problems. I don't see how Licht and CNN plan to get back to the middle without a complete overhaul of their lineup, both in front of and behind the camera. Conservatives or even right-of-center folks just aren't going to return to CNN all of a sudden to watch the same hosts who launched a full-throated attack on conservatives for the past 5 years. Saying you're going back to the center with a more moderate tone is a good slogan, but then you have to deliver, which is a lot harder. Joining me now, once again, Frank Sesno, Director of Strategic Initiatives at George Washington University's School of Media and Public Affairs and a former Washington bureau chief for CNN. Frank, always nice to have you back on the show. Appreciate it. All right, so what do you make of my concerns here about how CNN can possibly do this and restore trust from the sort of middle and right of center?
I think your concerns are legitimate. I mean, it's really hard to reel back in several years of behavior and positioning and posturing and all the rest. That being said, I am delighted to hear what Chris Licht has said. And I'm delighted to hear him say and recognize that what CNN does and what journalism does is directly linked to democracy. Where the audience is, what the audience now thinks, how you regain the trust and put your middle name, news, back into what CNN is. That's going to be the test here. And it's not going to be something that they're going to do in a day or a week or a month. They're going to have to prove it. And they've got some people who've been out there who are either going to have to credibly reel themselves back in or be doing something else.
All right, so that's a question I want to ask you about. Credibly reeling yourself in, right? I don't see how you do that, right? Once the genie's out of the bottle, and you and I have talked about this before, I actually support transparency, right? I support it. When a host comes on and says, look, here's what I think. It's great, okay. But then you're in the spot where you say, oh, well, you know, I'm now going to suggest that none of the stuff I said before I really believe, and I'm actually much more moderate. I mean, how do you do that?
It's really hard, right? Because all these things that people have said are public. They're out there, right? And in the great game of television and video, people can go get those. They can roll them back. They can say, didn't you say this last time? So it's going to be very interesting to see how they do this, Dan, because I do think it's sincere. I do think it comes from, in fact, I know it comes from the top. And I think I know a lot of people at CNN and elsewhere sign on to this. Yeah. They agree with this. They think it's necessary.
Well, of course they do, but it feels like a slogan, right? It feels like, I mean, as you know, look, you study this stuff. You know that when you ask people, what do they want in news, right? They always say they want unbiased, right? They say they want straight news, et cetera. And then you look at the ratings, and that's not what they want, right?
That's right. Yeah. As I like to say, if people were actually telling the truth and all they wanted was sort of unbiased, straight down the middle news, Judy Woodruff and the NewsHour would have the greatest, biggest, most unbelievable ratings in the business. People say that, but they go for, especially cable audiences, go for opinion, position, attitude. So here's the question. Can CNN do that? Can they put the attitude in on behalf of what journalism should be?
Well, look, that's what I think. Look, I don't mean to be patting ourselves on the back, but that's what I try to do, right? I try to be a sort of centrist, and with opinion, with attitude. I tell people what my view is. On some issues, I'm left of center. On other issues, I'm right of center. And, you know, I let the cards fall where they may. I don't know that CNN can do that with its current lineup.
Well, it's a question, Dan, I think, of what do they want to do with their current lineup. So as you say, what you do is, I'm transparent. Here's where I'm coming from. I give everybody a hard time, which is sort of what you do. And that's good. I like that. Can some of the more outspoken hosts on CNN do the same? Can they be a little bit tweaked with their attitude, still transparent, give everybody a hard time? They're not going to bring people in. I don't think you could put the genie back in the bottle.
Right.
Walter Cronkite is long gone, okay? We're not going back to those days. So this is an interesting, creative thing. I think it can be done.
Really?
I think it can. Well, I'm not saying I think it can be done with everybody that's currently on the staff. I think the mission can be done. Yeah. I definitely think the mission can be done. I think you can have compelling programming that is still responsible journalism that tries to inform people broadly. I do.
Yeah. Well, look, and I think the name of that is Dan Abrams Live. No, no.
Maybe your agent is going to get a knock from CNN's door.
No. But I just think that the problem is when you come from the starting point of where they've been, that saying to people, you know, just ignore what I've said all these years. I'm actually just going to be fair and give both sides a hard time. I would say to gain back the credibility of the doubters in the center would take 5 years. Let
me say this, though, Dan. I think it's more than just the talk show hosts, too. And one of the reasons that Chris Licht is saying these things, and one of the things that props him up, is CNN's unbelievable global reach. Look at how they're covering the war in Ukraine.
Yes.
But no other news organization, television news organization has that. That is journalism that is credible, on the ground, courageous, and speaks for itself.
That's true, but you know what? The Ukraine war is only a piece, and the minute that the war ends,
you can do that from the White House.
But by the way, and look at even what CNN is doing now. They're now, you know, hardly covering the Ukraine war. Every once it gets a mention here and there, et cetera. It's simply not the focus. But I hear you.
It's not wall to wall, but it's getting a lot of coverage. A great Matthew Chance piece just today that was really remarkable that I saw. So I think, look, it is fair to say, wait a minute, you guys kind of cast your bet for a long time here. Now you're just going to pull it back off the table? Not so fast. You're going to have to prove it. But it can be done. I think it's going to take real leadership. We'll see how Licht can deliver.
We shall see if Abrams or Cesno is right on this one. Frank, good to see you.
Come back.
Thanks for coming back. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.